You're having the worst day of your life, and the only thing that actually makes your body stop shaking is sitting with your dog. Not talking to a friend, not scrolling your phone, your dog. Meanwhile, someone else in crisis finds zero comfort in animals and thinks you're projecting emotions onto a pet. Your parasympathetic nervous system activates when you're near the animal. Theirs doesn't budge. You experience measurable stress reduction. They experience, it's just a dog. What's the science behind why some people's bodies literally calm down around animals, while others get nothing from the interaction? Here's what's happening at a biological level. When you interact with an animal in a calm, affectionate way, petting, sitting close, walking side by side, your body can enter what's called a co-regulatory state. This means your nervous system and the animal's nervous system start to influence each other. Research shows that during positive human-animal interactions, heart rate variability can synchronize. Breathing patterns can align. Stress hormone levels like cortisol can drop in both species simultaneously. It's not just that you feel better emotionally. Your body is measurably shifting into a different physiological state. But here's the catch. This doesn't happen for everyone, and it's not automatic. Studies suggest that there are individual differences in how responsive people are to animal presence. Some of this appears to be genetic. Research on oxytocin receptor genes, the biological systems involved in bonding and trust, shows that certain genetic variants are associated with higher levels of animal-directed empathy. People with these variants report feeling stronger emotional connections to animals and experiencing more physiological calming when around them. It's not that they're better people. Their biology is just wired to respond more intensely to interspecies connection. But genetics aren't destiny. Research also shows that your history with animals plays a massive role. If you grew up with pets, if you had positive experiences being comforted by animals during stressful times, if you learned early that animals are safe and responsive, your nervous system encoded those experiences. Now, when you're around an animal, your brain pulls from that database of past associations, and your body responds accordingly. You don't consciously think, this animal calmed me down before, so I'll feel better now. Your autonomic nervous system just does it. It's learned regulation. Think about what this means practically. Imagine two people sitting with the same golden retriever. Person A grew up with dogs. Dogs were present during their childhood, during family dinners, during quiet moments in their bedroom when they were upset. For person A, the presence of a dog is coded as safe, familiar, regulating. Their body knows this script. Heart rate slows, breathing deepens. The nervous system downshifts into parasympathetic mode, the rest and digest state. Person B never had pets. Maybe they had a neutral or even slightly negative experience with animals growing up. Maybe a dog jumped on them once and scared them, or maybe they just never formed those early associations. For person B, the dog is just a dog. There's no learned regulation pattern. The nervous system has no template to pull from, so nothing happens physiologically. They might intellectually recognize that the dog is friendly, but their body doesn't respond with the same automatic calming. Now let's talk about why this matters beyond just feeling good. When your nervous system is chronically activated, stuck in fight or flight due to stress, trauma, or anxiety, it's incredibly difficult to think clearly, regulate emotions, or make good decisions. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for rational thought, essentially goes offline when you're in survival mode. So anything that can help down-regulate your nervous system is therapeutically valuable. For people whose bodies respond to animals, that pet becomes a biological tool for emotional regulation. This is why therapy animals work for some people and not others. It's not placebo. It's not just warm, fuzzy feelings. There's actual physiological change happening, but only in people whose nervous systems are set up to respond that way. Studies on therapy dogs in hospitals, schools, and disaster zones consistently show that interactions reduce stress markers in a subset of people. But not everyone. Some people pet the therapy dog, smile politely, and experience zero measurable change in cortisol or heart rate. That doesn't mean they're cold or disconnected. It just means their nervous system doesn't use animals as a regulation tool. There's also a behavioral component. People who experience strong calming effects from animals tend to engage with them in specific ways. They're not just passively in the same room, they're physically interacting, petting slowly, making eye contact, speaking in soft tones, breathing in rhythm with the animal. These behaviors activate the vagus nerve, the major nerve of the parasympathetic system that controls the relaxation response. So it's not just the presence of the animal, it's the quality of the interaction. You're essentially using the animal as a biofeedback tool, teaching your body how to calm down. People who don't get comfort from animals often don't engage in those behaviors. They might like animals in a conceptual way, but they don't sit with them, breathe with them, or slow down enough to let the co-regulation happen. Or they're too cognitively busy, thinking about the next thing, checking their phone, multitasking. Co-regulation requires presence. If you're distracted, your nervous system can't attune to the animals. Here's the practical takeaway. If you're someone whose body calms down around animals, lean into that. It's not silly. It's not childish. It's a legitimate nervous system regulation strategy. Spend deliberate time with your pet when you're stressed. Slow down. Match your breathing to theirs. Let your body do what it knows how to do. And if you're someone who doesn't experience that effect, that's okay too. Your nervous system regulates differently. Maybe it's through exercise, music, nature, or solitude. There's no hierarchy of coping mechanisms, just different biological pathways. But for those who do respond, animals aren't just companions. They're nervous system co-regulators. And in a world designed to keep us activated and anxious, that's not a small thing. That's survival.